So Blair, it's really great to have you here with us in South Africa. I'm not exactly sure what your position in New Zealand is.
Pasture Systems Manager, so I guess we're the technical conscience of the team. So we do a lot of trial work, communication with resellers and farmers, and also sales support, so technical sales support. Our team does a lot of trainings of resellers and farmers to upskill them and give them a yellow injection.
Oh, great. So a bit of an unfair question there. You've only been here for 4 days, but you've come all the way up from Cape Town through the Tsitsikamma. And is there anything that you've seen that you think that we should maybe focus more on?
Yeah, I guess what I've seen, it's been an unusual season from what I understand in South Africa.
Totally.
Because it's 23 degrees and it's middle of winter. So the pastures have actually looked fantastic, to be honest. They look really good. And one thing that I've really want to do a bit more research on for New Zealand is the use of lucerne as a legume, and just see if we can get some numbers around that and see if it does actually contribute. I really like the use of governor, to be honest. There's a lot of governor floating around, and I've probably just been taken to those paddocks because I've only been to 5 farmers. The other thing I guess is a really high sowing rate. So we're sort of 18 to 20 in New Zealand, but for diploid that is.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's generally a lot higher here. And I guess that's probably to do with ground cover and the pressure that kikuyu and other weeds are putting on the dairy systems.
And probably the death of the population after year 1.
Yep.
We're losing a lot of plants to heat stress and so on, which maybe doesn't happen in
Yep.
New Zealand. So we'll be 25 kgs on a diploid,
Yeah.
30 on a tetraploid. The other thing that probably you won't be aware of in New Zealand is our droughts and dry spells. We've seen a little bit of interest, or more than a little bit of interest, in fescues and cocksfoots. What's your take on using that?
Yeah, it's interesting because certain regions had a really tough autumn and summer this year outside of Canterbury, which is unfortunate because that's where all the seeds harvested. But I guess in general what we've seen is a lift in cocksfoot sales, and that's been probably happening for the last 3 or 4 years. And generally that rise has occurred with mixes with ryegrass in the upper North Island.
Oh, okay.
And it's around the heat and the drought that we're seeing up there. And traditionally the recommendation has been, for us, 18 of the diploid and 2 of cocksfoot. But what we're seeing is the benefit of just lifting the cocksfoot up to about 5 or 6. And I think the beauty is with the type of cocksfoot that we have in New Zealand, they're a lot finer than some of the larger ones we have here, so they actually don't compete as much with the ryegrass and clump up. So we've got some work at Canterbury now, and the trial is just over 2 years old in terms of cocksfoot sowing rate and ryegrass. And we're just starting to see the border leaf types just starting to clump up, and you can sort of feel it when you walk over the plots.
Okay. Yeah.
And the finer leaves are still staying quite fine and not clumping up. So
We've seen a real uptake of fescues now,
Yep.
particularly as a dryland crop where we are water stressed, and probably guys are quite happy to milk their B herd off fescues and their A herd off the ryegrasses.